Yo, welcome everyone. It seems like Bitcoin is now forming a new rising wedge pattern, and yes, a push down is quite likely, but majority will fall for this trap, and here is why. You can notice that for the past couple of hours, Bitcoin is simply hitting a very important high-term time frame daily area of resistance at 83,800 US dollars. And additionally, the shape of the price action, I do think you can agree with me, does look like some kind of a rising wedge. This specific rising wedge pattern is actually a bullish pattern, definitely if the area of support or the price target is going to hold. And more about the exact price target slightly later, but I definitely do think if the rising wedge is going to break towards the downside in the next couple of hours, people probably are going to get once again bearish exactly at the bottom, expecting much lower price targets, expecting maybe even 75,000 US dollar area. But to be honest, if the rising wedge breaks towards downside, I am going to be adding even more to my long positions on Ethereum, on Ondo, on Ripple or XRP, and also on Bitcoin. And let me right now do share with you what are the exact price targets and also why at this specific area right now you should be slightly more careful. We are going to go with the MACD indicator because MACD is measuring the momentum of the move, and you can right now see higher high is being formed on Bitcoin, lower high is being formed on the MACD indicator, and not only on the 2-hour time frame. We can go on the 1-hour time frame where you're also going to see lower high on MACD, higher high on Bitcoin, which is as of right now telling to us be slightly more careful at the area where Bitcoin is trading at the moment. Not only it is a shape of a rising wedge pattern, we are forming bearish divergences, momentum is decreasing on a brand new higher high, and additionally a daily high term time frame area of resistance is as of right now being hit. That is why if we do see right now a push towards downside, we can definitely say the area of support we are looking for another long or a buying position, because of course ideally we would really like to see a significant break towards the upside on Bitcoin, because a major bullish divergences are being formed on the RSI and MACD indicator on the weekly time frame. But we are going to talk about more about the exact higher targets slightly later. Now I do need to share with you what is going to be our first important lower price target if Bitcoin does see a push towards downside. And also later in the video, I am going to announce another $200 US giveaway, so definitely make sure you stick around. Now, the first important target of the rising wedge pattern is usually always golden Fibonacci ratio. Now, people are going to say, once they are looking at the rising wedge pattern, that the beginning of the rising wedge is actually the price target. However, with the entire move towards the upside, not only we can say it's a rising wedge pattern, but also it can be a leading diagonal. And a leading diagonal means we can identify 5-wave price structure in the entire move towards the upside, which is exactly what we can right now see right here. And with the 5th wave right here, we can say this right here is going to be right now our first impulsive L8 wave. We can be expecting some kind of a correction for the 2nd L8 wave towards the price target before Bitcoin is going to continue massively towards the upside. And maybe right now you're wondering, what is the price target of the 2nd L8 wave? Usually we want to look towards the golden Fibonacci ratio. And what we can right now do, let's go with our Fibonacci retracement from our swing low back towards the swing high. And it does look like the golden Fibonacci ratio on Bitcoin is as of right now landing at 78,000 US dollar area. And yes, later in the video, I am going to share with you why this specific area is really a very important price target. And before we do so, I would right now really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes are literally right now imminent. And also, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let me right now do share with you why the golden Fibonacci ratio is a very important price target, and also why most probably after potentially hitting the price target right here, we can be expecting another major move toward the upside. Because some people are as of right now talking about another all-time high being literally imminent in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months. And let me right now very quickly share this specific specific tweet with you. Decode posted, if Bitcoin is a hedge against monetary debasement, how will it respond to a massive increase in global liquidity? And right now, you can see how nicely Bitcoin is respecting the blue line. Once the blue line is pumping towards the upside, Bitcoin, the black line, is also very much following. And what you can right now see, potentially the projection on a 12-week lag is right now seeing a push towards the upside. So Bitcoin, technically speaking, should also maybe even see another significant push toward the upside towards a brand new all-time high, potentially towards the end of this specific year, the end of 2025, maybe even Q1 2026. That is why I am telling you, personally, at the lows where we are trading as of right now, I am not really flipping bearish. And also something very important, I tweeted only a couple of hours ago on Twitter right here, imagine flipping bearish after a 30% correction. Congrats, you're early to being late. People right now are being super bearish exactly at the areas of support, exactly where we were buying. I am right now in a brand new long position of Bitcoin from 76,600 US dollar area. This specific position is right now being definitely very nicely in profit, and if the opportunity is going to happen in the next couple of hours, that being said, if we actually do see a push towards the upside, I am going to be adding even more. Ideally, I want to see higher. Ideally, I do want to see Bitcoin hitting a brand new all-time high this specific year. And let me right now also very quickly, before we talk about the price target right here, give you another reason why ideally we still want to see higher on Bitcoin, potentially of course first of all a rejection and then higher, or simply if we are going to explode towards the upside. Pay attention to the liquidations. Usually, once we are expecting higher, we also want to see liquidations being placed exactly above the recent highs. And right now, on the 2-week time frame, clearly, bigger liquidations are not lower, but are actually higher at approximately, let's just say, 85,200 US dollar area. And that is simply why, ideally, we want higher on Bitcoin. Ideally, we really want to see another all-time high to be formed sooner rather than later. And now let me share with you why the area of support of the golden Fibonacci ratio is being a very important level, and then I am also going to announce a 200 US dollar giveaway. Remember yesterday I did share with you where most probably another weekly high-term time frame area of support on Bitcoin is going to be confirmed. So if we right now go with this weekly level, you're going to see 78,322 US dollars. It is simply going to be a weekly high-term time frame area of support that is going to be confirmed in 1 day and 15 hours. So this specific level is landing exactly at the golden Fibonacci ratio. It is landing exactly also below the recent low, which right now means liquidity at this specific area is also going to be present. So also one very important thing, if we do see a push towards the downside right here, guess what people are going to be saying? Most probably they are going to be even more bearish, expecting another lower low right here. And additionally, remember the poll I posted on Twitter only a couple of days ago, where majority of people said that they think Bitcoin is going to go lower and they do not think Bitcoin has actually bottomed out. As I said already yesterday, I do think the bottom is right now reached, especially if we are going to hit the golden Fibonacci ratio and do see a very nice reaction right here towards the upside. I am prepared with brand new long or buying positions, and I also do hope you're also prepared. But if you're not prepared, make sure you enter the free 200 US dollar giveaway. How you can do that? Go on my Twitter profile and find this specific tweet I posted only 2 hours ago. I said, bull markets make everyone look smart, bear markets reveal who actually is. The difference isn't analysis, it's risk management. Under this specific tweet, you need to comment what you think will happen with Bitcoin next. It doesn't have to become true, but nevertheless, comment what you think. Are we going up? Are we going down? You can also share your exact price targets, but also with the comment, make sure you're including your BitUnix UID, because the funds are going to be deposited directly to your BitUnix account. And if you don't already have an account right here, go with the second link down below in the description, create yourself a free account, because you're also going to get 10 USDT completely for free. And if you're going to win the giveaway, you're going to get $200 completely for free. You can apply maybe even 100x leverage and open up a $20,000 free position. The winner is going to be announced in tomorrow's video, so definitely make sure you are subscribed to the channel. But once again, comment under this specific tweet, include your BitUnix UID in the comment, and if you don't already have an account, go with the second link down below right here, because you're also going to get 10 USDT completely for free. Now, let's actually talk about also what is the important area where Bitcoin is trading at as of right now, and later we need to take a look at the XRP price, because XRP is also pushing very nicely towards the upside. However, a major area of resistance is incoming probably in the next couple of hours, in the next couple of days. But let me right now first of all do share with you the area of resistance where Bitcoin is trading as of right now, because it's not only going to be our major daily high-term time frame level, but also we can go on the 4-hour time frame, applying exponential moving averages on our chart. 200 EMA has been so nicely respected for the past couple of days that you really should not ignore it. Area of resistance, area of resistance, area of resistance, and every single time Bitcoin got quite a significant rejection towards downside. And as of right now, we are once again trading at the area of resistance. And remember, the area of resistance is the area of resistance until proven otherwise. That is simply why we are at the moment trading at the 200 EMA. We are hitting the daily level. We are hitting bearish divergences on the 2-hour and also on the 1-hour time frame on the MACD indicator. And additionally, as we said before, some kind of a rising wedge pattern is probably, as of right now, definitely in play. That is why you should potentially be prepared for some kind of a push towards downside if it does occur. Now, of course, remember, if it does not occur, I am personally already prepared for another push toward the upside with my long or buying positions. But if you're right now looking for a brand new trade, looking for a long or a buying position at this specific area, at least in my opinion, is not really the smartest idea. If you're looking for a brand new trade, I would much rather go with a short position right here, stop loss definitely placed above the area of resistance, and targeting ideally our golden Fibonacci ratio at $78,000. Now, additionally, one very important thing that I do need to mention right there, if you're going to go with the anchored VWAP tool and anchor it exactly at this specific low, you can notice that this specific anchored VWAP is landing slightly higher than the golden Fibonacci ratio. Now, as I said before, the ideal price target of the rising wedge is still going to be the golden Fibonacci ratio right here. However, if you now go on the daily time frame and look where a brand new daily high-term time frame area of support was confirmed on Bitcoin only a couple of hours ago, you're going to notice that the daily, it is aligning some kind of nicely with the anchored VWAP. So I would definitely say this specific area is going to be the first local support level. However, a better level for you to target is definitely going to be the golden Fibonacci ratio. So if you're actually entering a short or a sell position right here, make sure maybe if we hit the daily level right there, maybe first take profit area, stop loss to break even, and then of course, ideally, as I said before, we are looking for the golden Fibonacci ratio. Now, what also can we expect on the XRP price or Ripple? With this specific chart, it also does look like ideally we are forming the exact same pattern as Bitcoin itself. Higher highs can right now be identified on XRP, higher lows also, and probably we are forming some kind of a rising wedge pattern. But here, once we zoom out, you're definitely going to see golden Fibonacci ratio is aligning very nicely with the daily high-term time frame area of resistance. So if we do see another push toward the upside on the XRP price, probably the same scenario as on Bitcoin is also going to happen. That being said, maybe a break towards downside, second L8 wave, the first one is going to be finished at this specific area, and then of course continuation towards the upside. Once you're zooming out on the XRP price, let's just say on the daily time frame, clearly you can notice we are still trading below a significant diagonal area of resistance right here, and if broken towards the upside, happy days for XRP, happy days for Bitcoin, happy days for Ethereum. Once again, ideally, I really want to see Bitcoin bottoming out already at the area of $75,000 and simply continuing towards a brand new all-time high, as the global liquidity index is as of right now predicting. So I am bullish. I am not selling any of my Bitcoins at this specific area. I am long and strong, expecting another significant push towards the upside in the next couple of days, in the next couple of weeks. And that is why if you want to go with a free 20,000 US dollar position, join the 200 US dollar giveaway on Twitter right here. Comment what you think is going to happen with Bitcoin in the next couple of hours. Make sure you include your BitUnix UID with a comment, and if you don't already have an account, make sure you create it with the second link down below in the description, because you're also going to get 10 USDT completely for free, and the winner is going to be announced in tomorrow's video. And also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.